When a truth becomes dangerous to power, what does the system do? The Catholic Church, and specifically the Diocese of Antigonish, is directly connected to my story. I was adopted out of an agency called Nazareth House. Oh my God. I have a new tumor that's growing by the day. So I came on here wanting to I'm appealing to somebody who has a fucking conscience and a brain and who isn't connected to all the criminals in my life who I thought were people who loved me when they were just playing a role to contain me, to then discredit me and completely abandon me when I needed them the most. So Nazareth House is connected to the Diocese of Antigonish. And if you don't remember the significance of the Diocese of Antigonish, one of the first in Canada to have confirmed systemic abuse by priests. Systemic abuse that they got away with because what they did, like I keep saying, was they funneled the priests to an institution that just laundered them and stuck them back out so they could continue to hurt children. My godmother, who got me from Nazareth House and put me in a house that contained an abuse victim of Hugh Vincent MacDonald from the Antigonish Diocese, who went on to become an abuser himself and who was having an affair with a priest who was my godfather. This woman was the director at the facility that every abuse survivor, there's over 140 now, has said the priests would just be sent away to only come back to do the exact same thing. So it is confirmed, suspected, and historically buried. And related institutions like Nazareth House, where I was funneled through, were part of a widespread system of child removal, forced adoption, and trafficking under religious and moral cover. While not always labeled trafficking in legal terms at the time, the actions meet the contemporary UN definition. Oh my God. I have the worst headache. And people, I get that you're going, well, could she really have cancer? Yes. Could I have really been abused? Yes. And how? How have I continued to just endure and keep going? Because my mind fractured and fragmented and created other little people to help get me through. The recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of a child for the purpose of exploitation. 15 months to issue a birth certificate. And nearly 50 years later, I still can't get access to my records. I'm being stonewalled. When I tried again, they told me that it will be at least a year wait before they even got around to it. Really? Well, that's in a province that has, a tiny province that has under 1 million people. So, more stonewalling. I also heard from the ombudsman, more stonewalling. At least they got back to me. APRA, they're not getting back to me. The baby scoop era from the 1940s to the 1970s. Catholic-run homes in Nova Scotia and elsewhere have been tied to what's now considered a mass abduction by institution. Historian Karen Balcom, McMaster University, confirmed that religious maternity homes funneled infants into a profitable and tightly controlled adoption pipeline, often across provinces. In 2009, the Diocese of Antigonish reached a $15 million settlement over clergy abuse, going back to the 50s, the same decade my father was abused. Survivors reported abuse by priests and religious workers, threats and forced silence, files being sealed and altered. Senate Committee on Child Welfare Canada confirmed that forced adoptions and institutional coercion happened, especially in religious homes. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission and Catholic sex abuse inquiries in Canada, Ireland, and Australia have now recognized that these homes were sites of human rights abuse, including what would now be considered child trafficking.